everyone, I'm Mindy from Cute Girls Hairstyles, and today I am going to teach you how to do Litia's hair from The Bachelor. So if you guys have been watching The Bachelor, Litia has this really great, long, thick, full hair that kind of just has like an effortless curl and wave to it that just looks like it's lived in, like she's had it like out for a couple days and it's beautiful. I'm going to show you how to get that using 2 different tools and a couple of different products. The tools we're going to be using today are these. You'll see the products I'll show you throughout the video. It's going to give us this beautiful kind of disheveled look. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you can do that by clicking over here, and let's get to the video. Okay, to begin this hairstyle, I have blow dried my hair. It's just really puffy and full, and then I am going to start adding the curls. Now, the tools that I'm going to need to do that are the deep V waver. I'm using the Heritage by Mindy tools, and this curling wand that's a 1 1/4. It's curling iron, but we're going to be using it more like a wand today. Of course, some heat protectant. This is an aerosol, so it works best on dry hair. Little side tip, if you guys don't know, heat protectant only works for 4 hours. So if you have wet hair and you put heat protectant in and then the next morning you go to style your hair with a hot tool, you need to reapply a heat protectant. So that's what this aerosol is for, because it works great on dry hair. I'm going to start by separating off my hair. I always do this. I always start kind of like ear to ear. So the trick to this particular hairstyle, you can see I already did this side, is that we're going to be alternating the types of curls we're doing. So I'm going to start by spraying this heat protectant. Make sure you get all those ends. Make sure there's no snarls or tangles. Then I'm going to section off a little section right here. We're going to be using curling iron, but as you want, which means we're not going to open the clamp. We're going to leave the clamp shut and just wrap it around. And the reason that we're doing this as opposed to using a curling wand is that curling wands are usually a lot skinnier, and I want the chunkiness of this curl, like this, but it's nice and like a loose shape, which is what we're looking for. Section off the next section, and this time we are going to use the deep V waver. And we're not going to clamp very hard, because the harder you clamp, the deeper the wave's going to be, and I don't want super deep waves. I just want a nice bend. So this, even that gave us a nice little shape. And we're going to do a third one. We're going to go back to the curl. Depending on how thick your hair is, you may have more than 3. It's up to you. You may only have 2, you may have 3, you may have 4. Just keep alternating. Remember, clamp closed, wrap it around, hold the ends off so you don't burn your fingers, and it gives your ends a nice little straight feel. And then when you're pulling it off, give it a tug. That tug right at the end just kind of pulls those curls down just a little bit too, so they're not too curly. Now we're going to repeat it as we move up until we get to the top of the head. Like when you get to this section, you want to leave this, do it a little bit differently. I'll show you. I'm going to go now and section, next section up. You can use a claw clip, a clip, alligator clip. I just use an elastic because it's easy. Remember to reapply heat protectant. I like to give it a nice little brush so that it's all relatively smooth. Just because it's my face framing area, I'm going to always start with like the curling iron right here next to my face, because I think it just gives a little bit prettier away from the face movement. You don't have to hold it very long. Like I'm probably gonna have only 3 again. I maybe could have separated this one into a 4th. Just go with 3. Okay, love it. Repeat on the other side. Here, I separated the next section and I've already done this side, so you can see what it looks like finished. I'm really just repeating the same steps over and over at this point until I get a little closer to the top. You can see where I have a section right now is basically my temples and back. Protected. Every layer. You can add this at the very beginning. That would be fine too, but I feel like I get it more thoroughly through my hair if I do it layer by layer. Those ends off. And I think because this is a little thicker section, I'm probably going to get 4 pieces on this one. So I'll have 2 curls and 2 waves, which is fine. Like I said, just keep alternating. Doesn't matter how many you have. Now on this top section, the trick here is pulling this piece like right next to your face. These face framing, those pieces right here, so you can see where I kind of sectioned it, pulled away from my face and pulled up. And then here, I'm gonna repeat the same steps. I'm gonna save these for something later. Okay, when I get to the last section, I have this little piece sectioned off, right? And I'm just gonna pull this and like kind of put it out of the way. However you wanna do that, clip it. And we're gonna just repeat the same process on this last top layer. And you might have more 5 or 6, you know, it just depends on how much hair you have. That's fine, just keep repeating the curls. Don't forget your heat protectant. This is a pretty thick section for me, so it's going to require a few different curls. Don't open the clamp. Now the front pieces, because it's right by your face framing, I'm particular about the way it lays and sits. So I am going to use my curling iron this time, and I am actually going to use the clamp. So I'm going to separate it into a few sections, and I like to run it down once to just kind of help straighten the pieces. And then we're going to kind of over direct towards the middle of your face. And we're not going to hold it very long because we don't want a super tight curl. In fact, that might have been too tight, but we'll do the next one a little looser. Just lightly run it down to help straighten it out. Over direct. Use the clamp this time to kind of pull down. Over direct towards the center of your face and let it go. You can brush it back. And that's going to give you that nice swoop, okay, effect on your hair. You see that? It's going to give you that nice swoop. And then what I do is take my fingers and run it through all of my hair like this. If you feel like you have, like sometimes I feel like I have like little fuzzies right here from new growth, or just because my hair's a little curly, I can just take my curling iron and you just go like this right at the top, and that will help lay those down a little better. So we just kind of have a tousled, kind of messy curl look, but it still frames the face. Finish it off, I'm just running a brush through the ends to kind of soften those curls again. Then I'm going to take some texturizing spray, which is one of my favorites, to add a little body and texture. And if you have thin hair, this is a great way to amp up just because it kind of separates the strands and makes them look even more full. And then I'm going to take some argan oil and run down the very ends and the front pieces just to give them a little extra shine and hydration. See the difference between like brushing it out, adding the texture spray, it gets a little more piecey look, and then the oil, like it's so shiny and beautiful. See it on the side where this side's a little this is a little luster, it's a little more clumped together. Okay, you guys, here is the final look. You can see it. You can see. It just kind of looks like effortless curls, like you've slept in them for a few days. I think because of the different movements of the different tools, it looks extra like you tried, but you didn't try. You know what I mean? That's it. This is my variation of Litia's hair from The Bachelor. So if you guys haven't seen any of our other videos, you can click over here and find some more. You can subscribe to our channel by clicking somewhere on the screen right here, I think, and then other videos here. And we will see you guys next week. Bye, y'all.